Remember that lovely suit that you bought last year and haven't worn now for 8 months? And how about that lovely tie or stole that you picked up at an airport and knew would make you look so good? And those brown leather shoes, all shiny and not worn? Yup, it's when you think of all of those that it might surprise you that I'm going to tell you today that it's time to get yourself a new wardrobe. Hello and welcome to another edition of Chai with Pai, our weekly series of videos where I try and share simple lessons and stories to help each of us become as good as we were meant to be. Today I want to talk about getting yourself a new wardrobe. Now that might come as a bit of a surprise, right? Because we all have that stack of shirts that we haven't worn, and suits and blazers and ties and scarves, all of which haven't really got used. And most of us spend our days in comfortable loafers or bathroom slippers and not those pointed shoes that we knew would make a great impact. But you know what? We are living in a different world now. It's a virtual world, and most of our interactions at work, with colleagues, with clients, with businesses are all on a screen. And I think it's extremely important for us to make sure we are looking as good as we should on screen. And therefore, what I want to do is to suggest to you that you need a new wardrobe, a wardrobe that's designed for the times. It has nothing to do with clothes, but has everything to do with ensuring that when you are online, when you are on that call on Teams or Zoom or whatever platform you might use, you are coming off your best. Okay? So here are 4 or 5 things that I want to suggest to you. They worked for me and I want to share that with you. Here's the first one. Get yourself a really good internet connection. Internet is the new suit, is the new pair of shoes. If you don't have a good working internet, if you don't have enough bandwidth, if you're not getting good speeds, you're in trouble. We've all seen how on a webinar somebody will say, hey, can you hear me? And then the voice is cracking and the screen is freezing. And then the person probably says, I think I'll switch off my camera so you can hear me better. Imagine you're in a boardroom making a presentation. And then what you do is you tell the boss that, I'm going to hold this towel up in front of my face, but I hope you can hear me, because I haven't really worn the right shirt today. You wouldn't do that, would you? Yeah, which is why I think it's extremely important to get yourself, invest in a good internet connection. In my case, we've always had a good Geo connection at home. And guess what? We've actually got another one, an Airtel connection, which I use only in my workspace. This helps ensure that even if the wife is watching Netflix and is also simultaneously talking to her children on the phone, it does not interfere with the work that I'm doing. And if I'm presenting or in a webinar somewhere, I get pretty good bandwidth. I get good internet download speeds. And I think that's critical. Also, perhaps what you might want to do is to say, hey, invest in a good router. And I've got myself a new, a Netgear 5G router. Makes a difference because what I do now is at work, I get download speeds upwards of 200 Mbps, upload speeds upwards of 200 Mbps. And I think that helps ensure that if I'm speaking, if I'm presenting, I don't have to worry about can people hear me, can people see me, are my slides visible? None of those concerns. Second, something else that we must all do is get into the habit of using a headphone or an earphone. For me, I'm a bit of an Apple fan, so I have an AirPod. But that it doesn't matter what the headphone or the earphone is, but it's a good idea that if you're on a call, tune in to your headphones. It helps ensure there's no echoing. It also helps ensure that, that squeaky noise of the cat in the background or of the door slamming or of the wife calling you and saying that, hey, it's time to get me something. None of that is audible to your audience. Okay. It also helps ensure that If you're on a phone call, for example, great idea to use headphones because it allows you, it frees you up. It gives you your hands to kind of make notes, check out screens, do whatever else it is. But I think using headphones can be life-changing. A third one that you might want to consider, and I would suggest you must, is to get yourself a good webcam. The difference between the kind of images you'll get off your computer screen and using a webcam, stark difference. Okay? And I'd highly encourage you to invest in one. What I have is a Logitech webcam. This is a C922. It doesn't matter which model it is. It doesn't have to be, the best in class or any such thing, but it's a great idea to use a webcam because you will suddenly come out looking nicer, brighter, and of course, you want to make sure that when you make that terrific point in that discussion, you don't want your boss to wonder who was that smart lady who made that great point. He should be able to see who it was. What else do you need? I think it's a good idea to get your lighting right. Okay? And what that typically means is to make sure that there's a light source in front of you that kind of lights up your face rather than have a light on top or behind you, all of which can make you look like a hazy version of your true self. So great idea to have. If you're in a room where you can ensure that the lights in front of you are switched on, that should work. But something else you might want to consider is to get yourself one of these ring light kind of things. It's pretty simple. It's got 2-3 different versions of lights. Doesn't really cost too much. But all you need to do is to kind of, doesn't work too well when you have glasses. So be careful how you use them. But the idea would really be to get a light source that can be in front of you. And I think it will work brilliantly for you. Anything else that you need? Maybe sometimes because I speak and it's important for me to ensure that every word I say is being heard, it's a good idea to use a mic. The minute you plug in a mic, I think it just ensures that the quality of sound is a lot better. So even as I'm speaking to you right now, hey, I've got a mic. This is a Rode lavalier lapel mic. Again, something that you can actually just go pick up a decent mic, plug it in, and suddenly you will find that you're audible, you're visible, and people are enjoying interacting with you. So really, all those of us who might have wondered about power dressing and getting a new suit and getting new shoes and matching socks, all of that might be a bit of a thing of the past. What you need today is really this new wardrobe, which is a terrific internet connection, a good set of earphones, a mic, a webcam, maybe some lighting in front of you, and do simple things right. Just make sure that as the camera is focusing on your webinar, your angle is not such that it also picks up the messy bed that you have behind you, or indeed anything else that is not something that would show off how professional you are. Time then to get yourself a new wardrobe. And yes, one last bit. Remember this, the excuse that, oh my goodness, all that costs a lot of money is not an excuse that will work, because all of this can come to you at a price that's less than the price of a suit and a pair of shoes. Okay, time to get yourself a new wardrobe. That's all in this week's edition of Chai with Pi. Until next time, see you later.